we are going to have some channeled guidance for my lovely 5D relationships and those of you who are claiming your authentic self. This came up with the energies, the new moon. So I'm going to show a couple of cards, and this one is aligning with your heart and soul. You're on target, hitting the mark, and basically making your intentions real in the material world. Okay, I'm giving you the essence, the gist of it. You will also have had in these recent past couple of days the access to hidden treasures of your humanity. Okay, so your disowned parts, aspects that are yours from your inner childhood, and that's why it's going to just be very specific, because you will have seen something that makes sense to you, sensed, seen, thought of, okay, but in a way of expansion, because that's what 5D is all about. So you're learning how to be a person who's decent, and that means you know how to use your social engagement system to speak, and to speak with who? Yourself, and to feel. And that's because though your truths are not truths, these are emotions and thoughts that come from you. The authentic self is brought back to wholeness as you, in fact, make sense. So you're the witness of your inner child, which is why therapists are really keen on letting you know how important it is to go to them. Because if your emotions and you are not able to handle them, attachment, trauma informed, I forgot to mention, and I do personal development and self-help. So if you're not able to make sense of what comes up in a way that you use love, though, you can't use shame. Like with our relationships, we talk about that. There's an episode coming out on 5D relationships. You build a network of healthy self-worth people. So it's people that, like the jaguar, know how to harness light and darkness. It's not about shadow self. Don't use those words. The spiritual bypassers, mantles of mental health, mantles of yoga, they use buzzwords. Don't use buzzwords with yourself. Use human words. That's what I will share right now, because whenever somebody makes themselves look pretty to themselves, they're not doing the basics. It's a very basic, raw, and it's not boring. The thing is, people don't want to do the laundry. Here we do emotions. It's not laundry. So you don't bullshit yourself. You are here to do good shit for yourself, and that's your authentic. And that's why you can enjoy your relationships, because you end up becoming the whole you. So for 5D mystics, is why we don't get destabilized, we don't get lost, we don't have a saga with our twin flame or flames, we don't do any getting lost with our soulmates. Okay, so that being said, humanly speaking, you will have had something that has come up from your childhood that you have been able to make sense of, which allows you to know why you have had in the past a specific type of dynamic. Not only within your life, but also within your relationships. Okay, so for my monoamory community, that means one repeat. For my polyamory, that can mean different things for you. But I'm going to say, if you're a person who's welcomed yourself always, you don't have one type of person. You'll look to the past, you'll see different personalities, because you're an expanding piece of consciousness. So you consistently expand and learn things and move into more of who you are. If, on the other hand, there's a repeat that you'll notice, so what I can say is, for those who are healthy self-worth, I'm trying to think, so you're already here, you've been here, not that you've just uncovered, okay, I want to be with people who have secure attachment. Healthy self-worth means they have secure attachment, they talk to your face, they talk about their emotions, they don't project. Two different things, okay? We chit-chat. And we support each other, not by saying, yeah, let me take your mood off your shoulders. No. You and I work to have that mood come up. You're not going to sit and pout on the floor, because there's 24 hours. We want to live a full life. Okay, so nobody is going to sit around and allow a person to give up on becoming their restorative embodiment. You can complete this way to the beauty. It's the bliss. It's the part of within you. The path to bliss and wisdom is here. Otherwise, you stay in pain and suffering. You don't have to. The people who do, let's put that to the side, okay? So the healing is the chosen journey of a person who says, I choose to be my inner child, bring it forth. There's plenty of great therapists out there. Again, And in our relationships, we speak about all of it. Nobody is dragging anybody down. No, it's about getting into more of that vibe that we can all be together as a tribe. And it's a human tribe, okay? So you don't explore the subconscious and conscious and want to stick to your ranting, to your venting, to the sympathetic. No, you want to process the emotion. It comes up, the image. If you're doing it with good therapists, then you also want people to just share life with. And you share that life without somebody making it into a clinical session, although those who are more linear, they might feel that way, but that's because they're still not able to have emotions and thoughts. So there's a non-bilateral integration. So when I talk to people, there's some that are compartmentalizing. And so because they have to, because otherwise the feelings would be completely overwhelming, I can tell because of how their eyes move, because of the feeling in the room, and because of the words they use. And so they're going to use words as they try to make sure they can understand what's happening and as they maintain those emotions because they're too much. Versus somebody who's okay with themselves completely. They're not ashamed. They know they did some fucked up shit. Drugs, whatever it is that they know they will have brought, okay? I'm just saying there's two different ways. It's not fucked up because of the drugs. It's that they will have done things they know could have been better. And they welcome themselves, though, and they're working on themselves, okay? And that's also experiences that I personally have had and you might have had. Okay, so in both equations, it's people are expanding, though. And in this equation, we have a person who welcomes themselves. They know they're imperfect and flawed. They don't need to compartmentalize their emotions so they can take the feedback and the share and just all of it. It's an interaction. It's not a clinical sit down, okay? Because it's just chit-chatting people. Now, the ones who think they're broken, they will consider that they're being fixed, which is not the words that I use at all. I say, you're not broken. Don't you know that you have child parts? They live within you, you process, okay? So with that being said, that's why your mind is everything, because you're the one who processes what comes up, and then you're the narrator, and you're the feeler as well. And with the inner growth mindset, you move into your Christ consciousness, oneness consciousness, and that's forgiveness, and that's restored embodiment, and that's your inner and outer well-being, and that's you and I, and that enlightenment, the human way that you can achieve. With people, it's important for them to have healthy self-worth partner and partners because they need those people in order to get out of whatever it is that they're in. And if they have personality disorders, that's healable, like childhood trauma is healable, but they want to be healed. So people who put their foot forward, they allow themselves to continue returning home in the doses that is more comfortable, and we interact with each other. The ones who are going to stay stagnant, that is where you can tell based on what they choose and how they choose to do. And it's not stagnant because they have to. It's that they still have inner child stuff that needs to be taken step by step. So we're going to put that to the side. And as for our oversoul, they're all beautiful. No sagas, again, no dramas. There was one more thing that I wanted to channel for you, but it slipped my mind. So I'm just going to say whatever came up was very important, very beautiful. It helped to get you to process, witness, and completely not look for bystanders to take your side and say, oh, you did good. It's you are, okay, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. You feel freed. You feel like a load has been taken off of here. Your heart chakra has been expanded, your mind. The ones who, again, are holding back, they still have fear. So they don't have a chest that was, again, not unloaded, but you get what I'm saying. I think there's a word, it's not coming, but you feel freed here. Okay, so freeing here is emotion processed, you've welcomed, and then you've made sense of it. And so you feel lighter. All of you feels lighter and ready for next steps in that lovely romance for some of you. For some, it's just in general with life, and just you're much more ready to be going where you're headed because you've welcomed another piece of you back. Okay, and so some you're still welcoming, others we're whole, and we get to support others. That's with our prefrontal cortex to be guitar strings that expand consciousness. Functional adult love language, we get to be here with our inner child adult, and so we get to expand our own feminines, masculines, divines, masculine, feminine, and to grow those 5D relationships, be a network for all of those who are supporting themselves to get out of the shame cycle and into the love hub and no suffering hub. Get out of that temporal junction, use the prefrontal cortex so that we can all be healthy self-worth and know how to have a good time with the snow people and mer people. Tune in for more.